We're trying to fill some dead air. We were going to get into the fact that Callum is going to be potentially a mixed martial artist. I'm taking him down to Ruka tomorrow.
All right, so I did see you and your son on the pads yesterday. Got some nice kicks. Very flexible, that Callum. Can kick pretty damn high, very long. But you said you were taking him to Ruka to actually spar.
Yeah, no, he's a little prick because even at some point when we were cooling down, you take the pads off and you're just working on technique and I'm just nice and light and he punches the hands way too hard or he kicks my leg way too hard. No. Obviously, he's wrestling at college and there is no college right now. And they're going to go up to Sacramento. I think they're going to go live at Team Alpha Male with Uriah Faber for a while. But he had surgery and he hasn't been able to do much.
This was his team.
Yeah, his team. Yeah, his team are going to go stay at Team Alpha Male. So that should be fun. But he wants to get in shape. He wants to keep sharpening his skills. So I text Jason Perillo. Bearing in mind that Callum has toyed with the idea of having a couple of fights here and there. And I never wanted that for him because you don't want your children to fight, because it is, it's a tough sport, and I went through it kind of so he doesn't have to. But if he wanted to do that, my dad always supported me, so I'd support him. And he's talked about it a little bit.
And it's a really cool experience for a man to go through, that whole process of even if it's an amateur fight, training, meeting a guy on a certain date, both of you preparing. It's a mind fuck. You talked about it so much on the last show, especially for somebody for the first time. That's awesome. I think it's really cool for a young man to go through.
And it's great for a washed-up ex-fighter bum, right, to live vicariously through his son. So we're ticking all the boxes here, okay? He's giving me something to do. So anyway, he wanted some wrestling work. So I text Jason Perillo because I know obviously you got some guys down there in the gym. I'm like, what are you guys wrestling again? I said, because Callum can come down. Obviously, he's not a fighter, but, he's 215 pounds. He's a very, very good wrestler. If Moses or some of the guys need some wrestling work, Callum's here. He said, bring him down Friday. I said, all right, cool. And then he texts back, said, oh, by the way, Friday is sparring. Ooh. I said, all right, well, he only wanted wrestling. I said, but fuck it. Oh, fuck it. All right. I said, Callum, I text him, right, Friday was sparring. We'll go buy you a mouthpiece today. And I thought, shit, I used to take him on the pads when he was a kid, but I'm like, all right, we'll just have a little refresher because it's been a while because he's been focusing on wrestling. I said, we'll just work on some entries. So like a double jab right hand to a double leg. So Friday, we'll see what happens. I might bring him home. 2 black eyes, broken nose, kicked to shit. And Rebecca is not happy. Or we come back and I'm like, whoa. He looked good. We got a contender on our hands.
Sparring is, he's never sparred before. He's never.
Only with me, I think.
But you didn't really spar. You
No.
No, you didn't punch him in the face. You didn't kick him in the head.
I punched him in the face a little yesterday. I caught him in 1 or 2 good ones. I even said, hey, how's that? But I had my nose reconstructed, if you remember, last year. And my nose is still numb to touch, right? And it's still swollen. So it feels weird. It's very, very brittle. So I'm like, careful. Don't hit me in the nose, but I can hit him. He's like, what the fuck is this, Dad? I'm like, well, dude, I just had surgery. I said, I don't want to snap my nose and have to have it redone. I said, but you need to learn how to get punched in the face. So just, keep your guard up, buddy. I'm coming.
I mean, they're going to, I'm assuming they will, bring it down to his level to a certain degree. And, he's not a striker, doesn't have a ton of experience. They're not going to just wail on him.
I don't think so. I hope not. See, here's the thing.
Because you heard about those old, who was it? Was it like Ken Shamrock, the old stories about the Lions Den? They'd fucking bring you down the first day and they'd beat the shit out of you and they take turns on you. I'm assuming those are more myths and that doesn't typically happen in MMA gyms.
Yeah, but I said to him, right, when we get there, son, I'll warm you up a bit or whatever, get you ready to go in. I said, but, and then I'll say to the guys, I said, hey, listen, he's a wrestler. He wants to give you some work, spar, but take it easy, and he's like, Dad, don't embarrass me.
Oh, you're Bisping's kid, huh?
For fuck's sake, well, which is it? Do you know what I mean? So I said, they're good guys. They won't tee off on you. They won't take the piss. But, and this is the big thing, Cal, if you crack them, because he doesn't have good control. I always tell him power is nothing without control. Yeah. But he hits hard, just naturally heavy.
That was an analogy for life.
I said,
power
Callum,
is nothing without control.
Yeah, exactly. I said, but Callum, if you crack them, if you give them a vicious kick, unfortunately, they're going to give you a vicious kick back. Just like Carlos Condit said to that soldier in Afghanistan that time. He said, how hard do you want to go? I said, I'll hit you as hard as you hit me. So, so we'll see what happens. Maybe he gets his ass kicked.
It's an interesting thing, though, tomorrow, though. Like, it's very interesting because he's never really sparred before. And if tomorrow will be telling as to whether or not this is something that he legitimately is really into. Because I don't think he's going to know before he actually goes in there and really spars. Because training, drilling, all that other stuff, pads, that's all kind of fun. When you're trying to hit a guy and he doesn't want you to hit him and he's hitting you, then it becomes a very it's just a whole different world. So I'm super interested in seeing what happens.
Yeah, me too. It will be interesting. You never know. Maybe no one shows up. I think he'll do okay. I think he's going to find it harder to take these guys down. Moses Murrieta, his name is. He was one of my training partners. Good takedown defense, really, really good, heavy hands, super aggressive. Me and him were sparring partners for years, and we got to war all the time. So Callum's going in kind of at the deep end. You know what I mean? I'm my old sparring partner. They probably may or may not want revenge against me.
They're going to try to prove something.
I used to start off every time going, just nice and like Moses, just nice and like, and we'd both say yes. And then by the end, we'd throw our mouthpieces out, take the headgear off, put little gloves on, and just fucking go to war.
These guys are going to try to prove a point by knocking out Bisping's son. You're bringing your son into a horrible environment.
If that happens, I will be coming out of retirement pretty fast. Just saying. Anyway, so that'll be fun.
Then they beat you up in front of your son.
I know. We both leave Ruka Training Center tomorrow like a couple of sorry assholes. I've been beat up by my old sparring partner. Callum gets kicked up the ass. Like, get the fuck out, you washed up old bum.
Shit.
You're done. You're old news.
That is my biggest fear in the world, by the way, Bisping. And you never have had this fear in your life, probably. I mean, I shouldn't say that because you do, because you fought professionally in front of your kid, but it's a little different thing. But one of my biggest fears in the world is getting beat up in front of my kid, like in a street fight. Like just not being able to handle like a situation, something happens, and then your
biggest fear should be that you steal money from some unbeknown person in front of your kid, not getting beat up. You got it mixed up. Do you know what I mean? You're angling to want to find a wallet with the cash in. Anyway, move on.